Hey everyone, welcome back to Shamrock Fresh. I'm Chef Chris Gasson, and this week we're going to look at 7 new specialty produce items. Now, a couple of these we have seen before a while back, but we want to give you some different ideas, maybe on how to cook them, obviously show you that they're back in season, and maybe show you some new items we haven't looked at yet. So let's go take a look. So the first item we're going to look at here is really fun, and we have looked at this one before. This is our watermelon radish. And watermelon, because of the inside, the way that it looks, this is relative to the turnip and horseradish family. So it's kind of got that turnip texture, that really dense, crispy, somewhat watery, if you will. And then as far as the horseradish, it has a little bit of a bite to it. So we typically think of this as being peeled and shredded or shaved and then served on top of a salad raw. It's nice and crispy. But you can also braise these off whole, almost cook them as you would a turnip, like a braised vegetable, or even puree it up after it's been roasted in the oven, just for something a little bit more unique. The next item we're going to look at here is our purple fingerling potatoes, and these come in a 10-pound box, just like the watermelon radish. You can see that nice deep purple color on the inside. Majority of that color, that deep color, will stay when you boil them off. These are great to split in half after you've cooked them. You can roast them off, get a little caramelization on it. Just fun for a different plate presentation, and as a 10-pound box, I mean, the potatoes are going to last for quite a while in your dry storage, but you're not sitting on a large inventory, so it's easier to go through the case. So next item here, something a little more unique. This is our fresh bay leaves, and you can see, compared to obviously the dry, which most people are familiar with in their kitchen, these are still nice and bright green, very pliable versus the dried ones that we're used to. And obviously these are typically used in soups and stews and different things like that to add some flavoring. Most of the time people would pull it out before serving the dish. In some cultures it's even considered good luck if you find the bay leaf. So just something a little more unique. It's going to impart a better flavor than a dried bay leaf would, but obviously then you do have shelf life issues, but this product will last for quite a while in your cooler. Alright, the next item here is chayote squash, and we have looked at this one before. This is a 24 count, and it's a pear-shaped squash. It's a relative to the summer squash variety, and so you'd cook it as you would a summer squash. Maybe roast it off, you could dice it up, you could puree it. Just a little bit different flavor, something a little more unique and fun to play with. Alright, the next item here is star fruit, also known as carambola. Obviously, because of the shape of it, has 5 points, much like a star. This is currently product of the USA. Through different times of year, we see it coming from different areas. The case that we currently stock right now is a 20 count. And if you wanted to try and describe the flavor, it's kind of a cross between, say, an apple, a pear, and a citrus. And you can see it's very moist, kind of a fun fruit for presentation, for fruit plates, things like that. The next item here, this is a 10-pound case. This is taro root, and taro root is a tuber, so it does grow underground. A lot of times it's even just used for garnish, just because of the way that it looks as you see it here. It is somewhat starchy. Unlike okra, which is overly slimy, when you cut into it, it's much less slimy, if you will, but it is going to be slippery and somewhat hard to work with once you start cutting into it. So just note that going into it. You can make chips out of these. You can puree them up. Just something a little bit more unique. And then the last item we're going to look at here, there are 12 of these 10-ounce packages in the case. These are our pearl onions. This is white pearl onions, red pearl onions, and gold pearl onions. You do have to peel these, but great shelf life, fun to incorporate into soups. If you're doing traditional dishes like coq au vin, things like that, you can obviously incorporate them whole into that, and just 3 different varieties in one case. So hopefully this gave you some good ideas. We do want to thank everybody for their feedback on some other ideas for Shamrock Fresh. Keep them coming, and we'll see you again next week.